Hello, everybody around the world. Um, I am doing this video on my phone because my computer has having a little bit of a problem that I have to get resolved. So I'm doing this on my phone, and I hope you will bear with me as I struggle through this. But I am going to talk about 7 things you should never do. Never, never, never do. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to see if I can get this, a little bit better because the glasses are terrible. But anyway, you should never stop learning. Now, am I talking about like proper education, like high school, college, and all of that stuff? Well, yes. I mean, you educate yourself the best that you can with public schools, college, whatever you feel like that you need to do to prepare yourself. But that's not really what I'm talking about, because we need not only knowledge, but we need wisdom to use that knowledge correctly. So we need both knowledge and a wisdom base to allow us to use that appropriately. And so many things are changing. I mean, there's so much to learn. So much knowledge is outdated as, science and technology goes along. There's a lot of things that are changing. So, yes, create a knowledge base and then create a wisdom base, and always keep your feelers out. Always keep your thought patterns moving forward, progressing forward, because what you learn today may be irrelevant tomorrow, and you have to always be looking ahead. So learning is the first thing that you should never stop learning. The second thing is you should never surrender. Now, you might be thinking about surrendering in war or surrendering, in a lot of different ways. But the ways that I am describing surrendering is, don't ever, maybe I should have used the word compromise, but don't ever surrender to things that are right, wrong, your core belief systems. Don't surrender. Now, you may learn better and change the side that you're on or whatever, but to the best of your ability, try to never surrender to influences that are around you. And so let me use this just as a typical advice. So if you're a young person and for some reason you get in the wrong crowd and they're trying to encourage you to use drugs, and you know that that's not good for your chosen trajectory of life, which it never is. So you just do not surrender to something that you know is going against your core beliefs, because your core belief system and your core sense of morality is never going to steer you wrong. So don't ever surrender to negative voices that are trying to get you to give up on something that is a dream, that is a lifelong aspiration. And sometimes these voices can even be internal. So maybe you have a voice that's speaking fear to you all the time. And in your mind, you want to achieve a certain thing, but this voice keeps telling you you're never going to do that. Those are probably haunts from the past. Don't ever surrender your core values, your core desires, and your dreams. Never surrender. Okay, so I'm going to put my glasses on real quick to get the next one because I can't see. Okay, so the third one is never give up. You should never give up on your dreams. You should never give up. And this is similar to surrender, but it's a little bit different. Because sometimes we can be in the process of reaching some great goal or some great ambition that we want to finish, and we simply talk ourselves out of it. We simply give up because it's too hard, it's too tedious, it takes too much work, it's going to take too long. It's like excuses that your inner self your inner self is always trying to make things easier. So you should never give up. You keep going. If you know that it's a true desire, say you want to learn to play the guitar, and your inner voice says, nah, it's too hard, it's going to take too long, I just don't have the skill set. If that is a true core desire of yours, never give up. Never give up. Never give up. And there might be 1,000 voices inside and out of you that's saying, give up on that dream. Never give up. You keep fighting. You keep being tenacious. You keep reaching out there, and don't give up. Okay. The next one is never ignore good advice. So there's been a lot of times in my life that I have ignored good advice, whether it would be pastor, family, my internal instincts. I have had idealist visions of things before, and I thought, for the lack of a better thing, for lack of a better way of putting it, I have had people say, don't do that. You're making a mistake if you do that. You should not do that. And I did it anyway. And it has cost me years of my life. It has caused me a heartache aplenty. It has caused me misery of the most intense kind. How do you tell if it's good advice? Well, does it supply knowledge? Does it supply wisdom? Is it moral? Does it lean toward integrity? Sometimes advice is to wait. Sometimes the advice is to back out. But if you really listen to your heart, you're going to know if it's good advice or not. And if you are given good advice, no matter how badly you want a thing, do not do it. No matter how tempted you are to eat that ice cream when you know that you are, you're allergic to the ice cream, don't do it. Take it good advice and do not ignore it. Okay. So, the fifth one is never doubt your gut. Now, this one's a little harder because some people have good instincts. Some people have bad instincts. There are people that will trust somebody impeccably because they sound good, they look good, they're singing a really sweet song, and they get taken by people that are con artists because they just, how can this person be bad? And some people have instincts and they can kind of pick up, oh, there's something in my spirit, there's something in my gut that just doesn't feel right. And then there's people that don't have a good gut instinct. In that case, you should rely on good advice. But a lot of us, if not most of us, do have a gut feeling. You are going along, and I'm trying to think of a good example of this, but you are going along and you are tempted to take a road unknown. I know at one point I was tempted to move to a different state where I lived. And I thought sure that this was like the ideal thing to do. Well, it happened to be like the worst mistake I could have ever made in my entire life. And it cost me dearly. I think probably it's already costing me. It's still costing me. So listen to your gut. If something in your gut tells you there's something wrong with this person, or you just say you're getting ready to do something, go somewhere, do something, and you just have this really weird feeling, it's like, there's just something not right here, don't do it. Do not do it. Listen to your gut. Never ignore your gut. Okay, and that's something that you can practice as well. So never let go of what is dear to you. Now, we have a lot of things in life that is dear to us. Family, friends, possessions. There's a lot of things that we hold dear to us. Now, we go through spells where maybe we don't think that that's so dear. So I'm trying to think. Maybe you have somebody in your life and you're aggravated at that person at the time, and you think, I just never want to have anything to do with that person again. But you know you love the person. Or it could not be a person. It could be a car. Say, for instance, you have a car and you love this car. You've always adored this car. And you're so sentimental about it. And for some reason, you know, you just thinking, oh, I don't need it. It's a waste of money. It's too expensive. But you know that if you actually dump that car, you're going to regret it the rest of your life. Don't let go of the car. Don't allow yourself to fall in the minimalist trap and get rid of everything that you own, everything that is near and dear, keepsakes and everything else, because you suddenly see somebody on YouTube and they say, oh, if you're living in an empty apartment and you're sleeping on a rug in the floor, you know, your life is just going to be so much simpler. Well, no, it's not necessarily. You hold on to what's near and dear to you. And never take for granted that a trade-off is going to be better. You may think that you have an old car and you need to trade that off. You need something new. You need something that's prettier, that's brighter, that runs faster. You can have a lot of different things. You may have a truck and you think you could have a bigger truck. Well, let me tell you something. A known commodity is always better than an unknown commodity. And you may trade up in a vehicle and get one that's 10 years newer, and you find out within a few weeks that it's not nearly the car, the truck, or the automobile that the one you traded off is. And that is good for people. That is good for a lot of things. So as they say, the grass is greener on the other side. Well, no, it's not. And you best be very, very careful. That's my dog Noogie whining. You best be very, very careful before you trade that man off, that woman off, or send somebody or something scooting out of your life, because what you trade it for very well may be worse than what you had. Always appreciate what is in your hand. A bird in the hand is worth 4 in the bush. So not every trade is a good trade. Don't be quick to make those decisions. Be very, very slow to make life-altering decisions. And this is going to be it. I'm going to do videos on my phone until I get my computer fixed up. So I'm going to say bye now. See you on the next video.